So jumping back onto the early days of your relationship with Lawrence and developing your first set of projects, what were some of the problems that were arising? And maybe Lawrence, you can chime in a little bit, like what issues you were facing, and how did Climatize engage and add value to the process?
Yeah, the process itself was, I think we were very new to the whole Reg CF crowdfunding platform. And so there was a little bit of a learning process, especially for the first project. But by the time we got to the third project, it was much easier. All of us were familiar with the next process. There's a couple of those stepping stones that need to happen, but I think we've pretty well ironed out many of the issues we had initially to get us there. So when we come up with our fourth project and fifth project, it's just going to be so much more easier to do and seamless, to be honest. I mean, we've automated some of that process and made it so much more simpler.
Got it. And Lawrence, you were financing projects before.
That's
Um,
correct.
what made you consider Climatize?
Well, so when we first started, it was actually funding from my family. So we'd taken some money, and we were financing just the early stage development. And so just that's from signing to what we call NTP, meaning it's permission
Notice to pro
notice to
notice,
proceed,
notice to
right?
proceed. Yeah.
And then from there, we needed to finance the construction financing. So buying, panels to pay EPCs to go and do the construction. And then finally is the debt portion of it to be able to refinance the whole piece. Well, we found that within the C&I space, meaning the commercial and industrial space, it's very, very difficult. Like you go to banks and you say, hey, I want to finance this thing. They have no problems with financing a house or a rental property or self-storage, not solar. They just don't understand it. It's a very, very difficult process for them. And since there's not that many people doing it, they just don't understand it. And the majority of the answer is no. They don't even spend the time to try to figure that out. So once we got to a certain point, we realized that the money we had put into these three projects, we needed to get out, because in order to get to the next project, we needed to refinance all of it into some sort of debt structure so that we can now take that extra money, in this case, $1.4 million, and now apply to the next 3, 5, 7 projects to keep
Yeah.
going and keep moving forward.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're stuck with this 1.4 million and say, well, now what do we do with it? Because we're making a return, but we can't make more projects.
Got it.